are
strong.
More than 2 weeks after Brett Crozier was relieved of command of the USS Roosevelt, videos continue to appear online demonstrating support for the captain. In 2 days, military spouse CHELESEA WOOTERS' video received over 8,000 views on Facebook. The video mixes pictures of the crew cheering for Crozier as he left the Roosevelt, with well wishes from the families of the crew. WOOTERS is in San Diego. Her husband is on the carrier. They continue to support a captain who only took command in November.
Now that's how you still know one of the greatest captains you ever had.
He understood the value of his crew. He understood that they have families too, just like him. He understood the magnitude of the spiraling of the virus and that it was no longer at a point that they could control with all the steps that they were already taking.
Okay, thank you all for being here today.
The acting Secretary of the Navy, Thomas Modly, abruptly fired Crozier April 2nd after the captain's letter was leaked to the San Francisco Chronicle. Modly then resigned after flying to Guam to give a rambling 15-minute speech over the carrier's loudspeaker, which was itself leaked.
If he didn't think, it was my opinion, that if he didn't think that information was going to get out into the public in this information age that we live in, then he was A, too naive or too stupid to be the commanding officer of a ship like this.
More than 12% of the more than 4,800 crew members have since tested positive for the virus, the largest outbreak in the U.S. military. Most of the crew has been moved to quarters in Guam while their carrier undergoes a deep cleaning. Mark Ganay met Brett Crozier in middle school in Santa Rosa, California. His high school classmates have posted their own show of support.
He saw that something needed to be done to save the lives of his sailors, which I know he took extremely seriously. And that's very consistent with who Brett is. He's going to do the right thing. It was that moral fiber that I saw glimpses of when we were just 16, 17, 18 years old.
Ganay says Crozier, like a number of naval aviators of his generation, was inspired by Top Gun. He graduated from the Naval Academy in 1992. Initially, he was assigned to pilot helicopters instead of jets, but eventually he made his way to F-18s. That, in and of itself, was a rare move, says his Academy classmate, Jerry Darren.
And unless you have an absolutely stellar reputation, not just as an aviator, but as an officer, they won't even consider to allow you to transfer.
By the time he took command of the Roosevelt, Crozier was among a rare breed. Aircraft carriers are the only ship routinely commanded by naval aviators, a painstaking career path that sends pilots back to school to learn nuclear power, then out to sea again to experience running a ship. Darren says Crozier, like other carrier captains, is the ultimate team player.
He's just a genuine person. You know, he's not a flashy, in-your-face kind of guy. He's a very loyal person, to the Navy, to his crew.
Crozier laid out his philosophy for the upcoming deployment in an interview with the ship's public affairs. Around the same time, he took command of the USS Roosevelt.
I look forward to serving you as your commanding officer during that time. My job is to make your job easier.
Sailors on the Roosevelt say Crozier seemed like the only person taking their situation seriously. A sailor at Crozier's former command, the USS Blue Ridge, who did not want to be identified, says the captain would approach sailors on late-night watch to ask how they were doing. Not everyone supports the captain. Some in San Diego's military community feel, like Modly, that Crozier violated the chain of command when he sent the letter that eventually leaked. One sailor aboard the Roosevelt has died. Crozier has tested positive for coronavirus. He has been reassigned and is scheduled to come back to San Diego. For KPBS News, I'm Steve Walsh.